Okay, so if we look at this example, it says the fraction of the moon that is visible at midnight over time is shown by the graph below. So how long does one moon cycle take? This is known as waxing and waning. So if I start here at 0 and go around till I find that again, that exact point, it takes 30 days. What is the maximum fraction of the moon that is visible? So this is when is it most visible, or what's the most visible, which means what is the maximum value? And this will be 1.0. So therefore the max value, or the maximum fraction, is 1.0. What is the minimum? Well, that's the bottom value here, so that would be 0. So the minimum fraction is 0. So they want to know on what day of the year do you first see the full moon. That's when the sky is the brightest. So if I look, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7, and we're just a little bit more, so we're at 7.5. So if I look, on what day do I see the full moon? Therefore, on day 7.5. I want to know, state 3 other days when this would occur. So since we're going with the 30-day cycle, it would be 7.5 plus 30. So we would say 37.5. Well, on day 37.5, and then I would take 37.5 and add the next period, which is 67.5. And then I would take 67.5 and add another 30, which would give me on day 97.5. Next question is on when is the new moon. This is when the sky is the darkest. So if I look, there's day 20, day 25, 21, 22. It would be right there at the bottom at day 22.5. So I would say, therefore, on day 22.5. They want to know 3 other times when this would occur. So I would take 22.5 and I would add 30, and I'm going to get 52.5. So on day 52.5, I'm going to take 52.5 and add 30, so I get 82.5. And then I will take day 82.5 and add 30, and I get day 112.5. So now we want the equation for the graph. So the amplitude is the max minus the min divided by 2. The amplitude is 1/2. The k value is the max plus the min divided by 2. The k value is also 1/2. I need to find my b value. I know my period is 30 and it equals 360 over b. I'm going to isolate for b. And I'll get that b is 12. So I'm going to put in my k value at 1/2, or I'm really going to change it to 0.5, just because that's how we would write the k value. So I'm going to put that in. It'll help me pick the cycle I want and the function that I want, which one's the easiest. Again, there are many, many, many choices. I just usually try and pick the easiest one. So again, I'm going to go with a sine graph because it starts at the midline. It means therefore I have no phase shift. If you want to go with a cosine graph, you could have a phase shift of 7.5 to the right. You could have an upside down cosine graph. It really is up to you. So I'm going to pick this cycle here. So So in this case, I'm going to say that the phase shift is none. I've picked a sine graph and it's going in the right direction, so I would say a half sine. My B is 12. I didn't have a phase shift, and I'm going to change this to 0.5. So we've said that in this graph that the moon cycle takes 30 days, but what if I said it took 40 days? What would change? So what would change is the period would change. It would have a horizontal stretch. Okay, so it would have a horizontal stretch.